Hello, Wanasike.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
Welcome to the village.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So the village is a destination entrepreneurs who are solving some of our biggest challenges. Call home. We all know Uganda is the youngest population in the world. We have been rumored to be the most entrepreneurial country in the world, although 95% of those guys die in their first year of operation. So we looked at the last 10 to 15 years of how we were supporting entrepreneurs as a country, and what we see most of are multiple independent and connected activities that don't translate into value for the entrepreneur, that don't tap in the true potential of the entrepreneur, but also unfortunately don't translate into value for the implementing partner. So what the village is, it's creating new entrepreneurs from new opportunities for entrepreneurs. And it's a destination, an entrepreneur, an innovator who's solving problems would come and find everything you need to build a successful business.
When you say someone will find everything they need to start a successful business, what do you offer them?
So typically, I think this is the right place to show, because this we call the startup curve, the trough of sorrow, what an entrepreneur has to go through to build their business. When you come up with an idea for a business, before you start, you're a normal human being walking on the streets, thinking, like everybody else. Then an idea for a startup hits you, and then you feel like you're the next Bill Gates. You think you're God's gift to Uganda. You think, now you're going to make it. And then reality begins to set in.
So from 95, all of a sudden, you start seeing the curve going down.
So reality begins to set in. Most of the people give up at that point, and then others give up. It begins to things get, before you think it can't get any worse, things get really bad, and then it starts working. So less than 10% of people who come up with ideas actually make it. So what
do you have a time frame? Because I can see on the graph we are talking about the time. Is there that time of frustration that you can say, beyond this now I can't take it no more?
So the time of frustration is actually 4 to 10 years.
4 to 10 years.
Yeah. So that's the time of frustration. Yeah. So our job is to make sure that an entrepreneur has the partnerships, the resources, the infrastructure to build a business and to reduce that pain before the 4 to 10 years.
Is it a package that you provide? Is it like a one-off solution that people take?
Most of the time, if people are building a business, there are 9 things they need to do, 9 levels to start, and then to exit, list it on the stock exchange. So most people mistake 9 years of being in business as 9 years of experience, and yet it could be 1 year repeated nine times. So this is the model we use to build. So there are 9 levels, and across each of the levels there are 9 milestones you have to hit. So we measure where you are as far as team, vision, value proposition, market.
The issue of cost comes into play, because quite often you'll find many people have these dreams. You have even the initial startup money. But then when you come to an innovation center, you're able, with this kind of support, probably to actually save money by going through this kind of process. How much would it cost a person, ordinarily, to sort of go through this training?
It's a very nice question, and we struggled with it, because remember, most of the youth don't have money. There's actually a guy who, if I asked to pay 10,000 shillings a month to afford the space, he can't. But the same guy can currently build a solution of up to $30,000. So what we try to focus on is, how do you tap into the potential versus looking at the amount of money they're supposed to pay to access the space. So even as whether it's government has the infrastructure or the support to be able to set up 10 floors and have young people access such spaces as they grow their businesses. Yeah. So we focus mostly not on the how much, but on what can we build with this young guy. Yeah.
Now, if in terms of startups, because this is a place really for startups,
Yeah.
how many startups have you been able to help or
130 startups across the 2 floors that we have, and some are outside the space, operating in 6 sectors. We probably have about 100 entrepreneurs in each of those sectors. Yeah.
Unapoangalia maeneo kama haya, unaona vijana wamekusanyika katika maeneo kama haya, wao katika ubunifu tofauti, vitu tofauti ambavyo wanajaribu kuleta, na ndivyo unaona katika Uganda kuwa ndio nchi ambayo ina watu wenye umri mdogo zaidi duniani. Utafahamu labda ni kwa nini kuna haja ya kujaribu kutafuta na kutumia mbinu hizi. Unaona wote wanakuwa wamejaa, kuna mawazo mengi labda ambayo yako hapa ambayo yangeweza kutekelezwa, lakini inaomba ubunifu, inaomba fedha, na hapo ndipo serikali inapoingilia kati.
There are also a very significant initiative that the government has put in place, like the National ICT Support Program, where they invest in entrepreneurs. They've created the Ministry of Science and Technology, but I believe there's more that could be done, especially around the ecosystem and policy to unlock opportunities for innovation.
Looking at this wall here, already seeing some of the biggest companies in the world, looking at Facebook, Amazon, YouTube, you're saying it can be done. I think, is that the kind of message to the kind of innovators here? Looking at their journey and to how they managed to make it.
So this is a very dangerous wall because what we're trying to say, for example, is if you look at Facebook, between 2004 and 2010, there was no growth happening. And this is the time the founder of Facebook was told, sell the company now or you'll regret it for the rest of your time. So this is 6 years before growth happens. For Amazon, 17 years loss-making or not making profits. For YouTube, 8 years. So we're very keen to remind an entrepreneur, if you start this journey, you know, even the best guys have taken ages before they make it. So don't expect any quick results or quick wins.
Ujumbe mzito kwa kila yeyote ambaye labda ana nia ya kuja kufanya ubunifu na kuingia katika sekta ya kufanya biashara. Ujue kwamba biashara haifanyiki haraka. Mfano imeletwa hapa ya kampuni kubwa duniani kama Facebook, Amazon na YouTube. Kuona safari yao ilikuwa wapi. Wameweza kufikia hapa, lakini haikuwa ni kwa kutembea. Ilikuwa ni kwa kukimbia, lakini mwendo wa pole hadi walipofikia walipo sasa. Let's talk constraints now. Yes, I can see a lot more.
So this is how we can build 100 companies annually that are building solutions reflective of the 4th Industrial Revolution. And typically, an entrepreneur comes to us and says, hi guys, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm saving the world. This is my big idea. And then we give you the co-working space to meet others like you. Don't go at it alone because business is really painful. And then when you meet others, you sign up for a program to help you validate what you're working on. Is it a good idea or is it a good business idea? And then, of course, some memberships. So the sectors we're playing in are fintech, health, climate, media, education, and agriculture. 100 entrepreneurs each of those sectors. And our big job is to connect these ideas or these businesses to investors, to government, to private sector companies, to academia, to development communities that can uptake such solutions. And what we offer the entrepreneur are things like capital, capacity, skills, access to market opportunities, technology support, and access to information. So leveraging this, we've built about 40 ventures. But I think this is one important way we solve problems. So what we see as innovation is that we must be solving our biggest problems if we're across the sectors.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so our CDA is how we solve problems that partners have. So we've solved problems for SDGs, education and health. We have solved problems for financial inclusion, and we've solved problems for refugees. And the big one we want to attack this year is corruption. So we want to see what technology can do for corruption.
Right. How would that work? Would it be like detecting people taking bribes, or?
No, it could be what we do is we focus solutions to problems. So what is the manifestation of corruption, or how is it happening? That's what we go out to solve. If it's about the bribes, how is it that manifesting? So we'll need context, data, insights, and that's what we build solutions for.
I've been struggling so much with agribusiness. I am a journalist, one hand of me, but part of me is also a person trying to go into agribusiness. Part of the problem has been that I've been trying to think of coming up, for example, with an app that would allow auctioning, for example, for goats. So instead of having to come into the market and fight in the abattoir there, Rufura or whatever, that I can actually go online, place my goats online, and be able to sell. What would it take for a person like me dreaming that way to sort of be able to, get a solution? Because I might not be a developer, but I'm a business person who is looking for this concept. Is it something that you would float then to, for example, the app developers, and it's floated and we're trying to find a solution?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. But first of all, I'd tell you that that's already happening.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think the uniqueness with innovation is every time you come up with an idea, someone out there is already doing it. So you have to put in your best, but that's exactly what happens. So it would get a farmer, a partner, government, a UN agency, a development partner, a private sector company, and they would tell us this is the problem we're facing, and would have a sea of developers who can already build out a technology solution for you, something that you can begin using tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Finally, then, what has been your biggest challenge so far?
The biggest challenge.
Maybe we could actually be moving to where we started from, because I think
so the biggest challenge is that these are fairly new concepts. If you look at the country, we don't have an organization that has a research and development department, or even an innovation department. So we don't have a history of innovating. So this is new. So everybody is learning. And because it's easy for us to go back to business as usual, we don't take a lot of interest in innovation and what it can do for us. So we've struggled a lot to build awareness, drive education with the strategic partners that we can work with around their role. So that is a really big challenge. And of course, the capital. Research innovation is a capital-intensive exercise. So if people are already not aware, then no one is even going to give you the money to do it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, CK. Tunashukuru sana kwa muda wako, kwa sababu nafikiria kwa mtu yote ambaye ni kijana aliye nje hapo, ambaye alikuwa bado hajaamua nini cha kufanya, hasa walio na ubunifu, kwa sababu ubunifu ni mwingi. Maswali mengi, shida nyingi zimepatiwa majibu kutokana na ubunifu, kwa sababu shida inajitokeza, wabunifu wanakuja, wanatoa suluhisho kwa shida hiyo ambayo inakuwa imejitokeza, lakini kutokana na uwepo wa shida yenyewe kwanza, lakini pia ubunifu na utashi, ari ya kutaka kutatua swala hilo ambalo linakuwa limejitokeza. Kasim Kaira, Azam News, nikiwa hapa Innovations Village mjini Kampala.